video, we'll be breaking down the chances for severe weather in your area. And is there any tropical storm development in the Atlantic, Gulf, and Pacific? And will we ever get a break from this drought as well as the heat? And I'll also be breaking down your near-term forecast, all that in this video. To Williams weather, as you can see, the Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk for northwest North Dakota and northern to northeast parts of Montana. Now your main risks for that will be a low-end tornado threat, which is a 2% chance, and a 30% hatched area for damaging winds, and a 50% hatch for large Donkey Kong size hail. Now your slight risk area today will be in northwest Minnesota, central to eastern North Dakota, south central to western Montana, including central Alabama and north central Mississippi. Now your main risk for that will be a damaging wind threat, which is a 15% chance for that, and a 15% chance in the slight risk area up here in the northern plains as well. Now your Donkey Kong size hail threat, there is none down here in Alabama and Mississippi, as well as the tornado threat, which there's none down here either. Now your Donkey Kong size hail threat will be just a regular 15% chance up here in the northern plains. Now your day 2 outlook, looks like there is a slight risk again for tomorrow, Sunday, July 10th. And this affects Minnesota, central to eastern and southwest parts of North Dakota, northern half of South Dakota, southeastern parts of Montana, and a little sliver of northeastern parts of Wyoming. Now your main risk will be a 5% chance for a tornado affecting much of Minnesota. Now your damaging wind threat will be a 15% chance for southeastern parts of Montana, northeastern parts of Wyoming, and northern South Dakota, central to eastern and southwest North Dakota, and much of Minnesota. Basically just within the whole slight risk area. Now your Donkey Kong size hail threat will be also a 15% chance for southeastern parts of Montana, northeast sliver of Wyoming, northern South Dakota, much of North Dakota, and much of Minnesota. Now your day 3 outlook, looks like there's a marginal risk spanning from northwest Indiana down to the panhandle of Oklahoma and east central Colorado. Now we don't know the percentages of the risks just yet, but stay tuned to my Williams Weather Facebook page. I will have updates on that as we get closer. Now your day 4 outlook, there is a 15% chance over here in the northeast for development of severe weather affecting cities from Pittsburgh all the way up into Albany, New York. Now please be weather aware those days. If I called your state out, please be weather aware. The worst of the severe weather will occur up here in the enhanced risk zone. Looks like the worst of it will happen this evening into the overnight hours. Clusters of supercells developing over here in northwest North Dakota. Now your main risks in this area is going to be a low-end tornado threat, with your main risks being a damaging wind and Donkey Kong size hail threat. Now let's look at your surface-based CAPE for this area. CAPE value is off the charts for today. Let's look at your tornadic parameters. Although it's a low chance today, still opportunities for tornadoes to develop. Right here, 7Z. Let's look at sounding right here. Looks like CAPE's off the charts with dew points in the 70s, with temperatures in the 70s at the surface. Now this is as you go up in that altitude. This is a hodograph right here. This starts curving. This is what the hodograph shows, basically what the radar could look like. And it could storm up here, and then your curve right here, and that's where your tornado could be at the surface. Not guaranteed, but this is what it could look like. If you're in this area today, if you're in the enhanced risk zone today, please have a way to get a warning, and please be weather aware. Now let's go down into the deep south. See the time frame down there. Looks like afternoon into the early evening hours. Looks like y'all could be getting some nasty storms. Mainly just a damaging wind threat today. Please be weather aware. Keep those loose objects tied down. Anything that could fly around, tie it down. Now let's look at your day 2 simulated radar. This is what your radar could look like. Multiple supercells developing by the afternoon hours of Sunday into Monday. Now let's look at your tornadic parameters for that. Tornadic parameters off the charts again for tomorrow. There's a 5% chance for a tornado over here in Montana, so please be weather aware. Now let's look at your excessive rainfall outlook for today. Looks like there's a slight risk for excessive rainfall for northeast parts of Montana and western North Dakota. Also, in southeast Tennessee, northeast Alabama, northern Georgia, much of South Carolina, all of North Carolina, and southeast Virginia, including southern Maryland. And your day 2 excessive rainfall outlook looks like there is also a slight risk for southeast South Carolina and far eastern Georgia. And your day 3 outlook looks like there's just marginal risks being issued with a slight risk in far southeastern Louisiana. Now let's look 120 hours out to see why these slight risks are issued. Looks like 2 to 3 inches for the southeast part of the country and 1 to 3 up here. All right, let's look at your drought monitor conditions. Much of the country looks like much of the country is in a drought or abnormally dry. An exceptional drought out west, abnormally dry out here in Indiana, Kentucky, moderate drought out there. Prediction Center, see if we will get a relief from the drought here in much of the country. It looks like we won't. Like in the Ohio Valley, it's going to be way below normal in precipitation to below normal for the Central Plains. Up in the northeast, in the far west, in the Oregon, in western Nevada, and northern California, looks like it's going to be below normal. Now for your mountain states and desert states out west, I think I'll be above normal. The coastal states out east in Florida, looks like I'm going to be above normal in precipitation. Now your 8 to 14 day outlook, about the same. The coastal states going to be getting above normal precip. The mountain states, Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Washington and Idaho be above normal. Southern Oregon, Northwest Nevada, Northeast California will be below normal as well. Now your temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10 days, and we sweating our tuchuses off. It's what a meteor off the charts again for much of the country, with way above normal temperatures expected in western South Dakota, southeastern Montana, northeastern Wyoming, and northwest Nebraska. But looks like below normal temperatures are expected in eastern Tennessee, southeastern Kentucky, southern West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, including eastern Alabama. To see if there's any chances for tropical storm development. Looks like we already have Tropical Storm Darby. Looks like wind speeds of 40 mile an hour, max gusts of 45 mile an hour. Moving west. Looks like the Hurricane Center predicts that it will turn into a hurricane by July 12th at 2 a.m. with wind speeds of 90 mile an hour, max wind gusts of 115 mile an hour. Heading west. Now, looks like there's another one over here. It's a low end. 20% chance for the next 5 days, 0% within the next 2 days. And we already have Hurricane Bonnie, now Tropical Storm Bonnie, heading northwest to west at 40 mile an hour, max gust of 50 mile an hour. It ain't gonna affect anybody either. It's not gonna affect Hawaii. Hawaii's all the way out here. Might bring him some rain, but it's not gonna affect anybody. Now your main development region out here in the Atlantic. Looks like there's nothing going on out there really, just a couple showers out here. Nothing too major. Now let's look at the temperatures for the next 7 days for the country. Looks like today, it's like hundreds down here in the south, upper 90s for the mid-south, low 80s for the Ohio Valley, and northeast, far northwest, low 80s, down the mountain and desert states up in the hundreds. Looks like much of the country is going to be hot today. Now your low temperatures tonight, about normal for summer. Northwest in the 50s, northeast in the 50s, the central half of the United States in the 70s, to the upper 70s and the 80s has low temperatures. The 60s for the Ohio Valley, desert states in the 90s. And looks like your high temperatures for tomorrow, Sunday. Looks like you're going to be in the low 80s again in the Ohio Valley, increasing into the hundreds in Texas. And the plains going to be in the hundreds again. Mid-south 90s, northeast mid 80s to low 80s. Out west, in the hundreds again. Typical summertime heat. And your minimum temperatures northwest, low 50s. The plains, 60s and 70s. Ohio Valley in the 60s. Northeast in the 50s and 60s. And the southern part of the United States can be in the 80s as lows. Now, Monday, high temperatures about the same in the hundreds. for the south, mid 80s for the Florida and that area down here where I was at. Looks like temperatures are increasing in the Ohio Valley in the upper 80s, northeast as well. Like in the southwest, looks like you're getting a major heat wave over there. Looks like mid 100s, 113 in Arizona. Like your lows that night will be about the same. 70s. 70s and 80s as lows over here. Eastern half of the country. The northern part of the country, mid 50s. Your day 4, about the same. As you can see, got your high temperatures for the next 7 days. Looks about the same for every day. Hundreds, 90s. It's been a hot summer so far. Now let's look at your near future. See what we could expect as far as the weather. So this is our jet stream right here. Looks like we have a major ridge causing the high temperatures for much of the country. Looks like a little trough trying to develop right here. Major ridge, trough again. Looks like it's going to remain dry for much of the country. This happens. Looks like a little low pressure system by the 24th. This could develop some severe weather if this holds up and starts pushing east. Could expect something major from that if it holds up. Looks like the southwest is going to be getting a lot of rain. Southeast getting a lot of rain. Northeast getting a lot of rain by Tuesday. Looks like Kentucky, Tennessee's getting a lot of rain by midweek. Dry out west till Friday. Lots of rains in the mountains over there in Colorado. Staying dry for much of the Ohio Valley though. Not good. But that'll do it for this video. If you liked it, give it a like. Comment below as well. Please consider subscribing and never stop forecasting.